Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Adonis Emmanuel Tio, and I'm part of the team working on the SGP. No? So I'll be discussing the DC Power Flow as a simulation and optimization tool for the project. So essentially, DC Power Flow is the main tool or process that we use to compute the power flowing in the transmission network. No? And this is an important part of the project because this is what we use to check whether the projects that we add is already sufficient. No? Kung sapat na ba yung transmission lines at transformers na dinagdag. So here's the outline. First, we'll look at the role of power flow in power system planning. Then number 2, we'll look at AC load flow versus DC load flow. And lastly, we'll look at how we use the DC load flow in the project. So like Sir Mike mentioned earlier, power system planning essentially means we want to ensure that there's adequate resources in the future. No? Kasi nga, lumalaki yung demand, yung load, kailangan magtayo ng generator. So yung part na yun yung sinasagot ni DOE, no? Doon sa PEP, gaano karaming generators yung kailangang itayo. So another part of power system planning is to determine how much new transmission lines and substations need to be built. So yun naman yung gustong sagutin doon sa TDP na ginagawa ni NGCP and what we're also doing here in the project. Okay? So ano ba yung gusto nating malaman doon sa power system planning? Of course, doon sa generation side, dapat mas malaki yung installed generation doon sa projected demand. Doon sa transmission side naman, kailangan mag-follow ng grid operating standards, yung transmission grid. So ano bang ibig sabihin nito? So maraming standards yung kailangan ma-meet ng transmission grid. Number 1, dapat walang prolonged overloaded equipment para hindi uminit at hindi masira yung mga linya and transformers. Number 2, voltage magnitudes near nominal level. So ito yung plus, dapat malapit sa mga outlets natin, dapat 220 volts. No? Sa transmission network, may ganun din. So dapat malapit dun sa mga levels na yun. Yung voltages. Number 3, dapat yung system losses ay acceptable na level. So hindi dapat masyadong malaki para hindi masyadong malaki yung binabayaran natin. And others, safety, reliability, stability, policy targets, and economic operation. No? So maraming iba't ibang standards yung gusto nating ma-meet. Ang covered lang nung power flow analysis itong unang tatlo. No? So with power flow analysis, we can check whether there are overloaded equipment, whether voltage magnitudes are near nominal level, and whether the system losses are acceptable. Okay? So ano ba yung power flow problem? So doon sa mga EEE dito na students natin dati, inaaral natin to no, sa isa nating course. So essentially, power flow is a variation of circuit analysis. When we say circuit analysis, given kanong circuit, which is essentially the grid, given yung connection, yung susceptances or impedances, yung location ng mga supply or generators, tapos yung load, no? And from this circuit, we want to solve for the voltage and voltage angle everywhere. So sa lahat ng node, gusto nating ma-solve yung V and theta, and we know that once we already solve for the voltage and the angles, kaya na nating ma-solve yung ibang parameters ng network, like the current, real power, reactive power, and losses, I squared R. Okay, so essentially circuit analysis yung power flow. And we know, dun sa mga nag-take na nung course natin sa EEE, power flow is modeled as a system of nonlinear equations taken from the power equation, KCL, and Ohm's law. So essentially, you have these equations here for P and Q for all nodes in the system. And you'll see that it is nonlinear, no? Because of the cosine and sine functions and the multiplication of variables. Okay? And because we have a system of nonlinear equations, hindi yun tinuturo usually sa undergrad programs, no? Unless meron ka talagang problem of system of linear equations na na-encounter natin sa power systems. So we know that the solution to the system of nonlinear equations is iterative using Gauss-Seidel or Newton-Raphson. Okay? So AC load flow is accurate and easy to solve for just one state. Kung isang circuit lang yung gusto nating isolve, okay lang siya, mabilis siyang isolve, no? Kahit non-linear system of equation siya. But it gets troublesome if we want to do analysis of many states. Kunwari maraming circuits yung gusto nating isolve. Or kapag yung case natin non-converging state, no? Like what Sir Mike mentioned earlier, paano kung too far into the future yung gusto mong circuit na isolve, pwedeng hindi mag-converge yung AC load flow. Okay? Or troublesome din gamitin yung AC load flow if you want to optimize with power flow constraints. Kasi nga non-linear yung equations na to, mahirap mag-optimize ng non-linear optimization problems. So dito pumapasok yung DC load flow. DC load flow hindi na to tinatackle usually sa undergraduate program unless you're an electrical engineer. DC load flow is an linearization of the full AC load flow model. So from our nonlinear set of equations above, you can simplify it into linear equations na lang. Okay? And usually we drop the equation for the reactive power and we're just left with the linear equations for the real power, yung nakadilaw. Okay? So since this is a linearized model, hindi na iterative yung solution process. And mas mabilis na itong isolve. And you lose some of the accuracy, but it's still accurate enough for transmission networks. And it finds applications in operations and planning. Okay? So the drawback is that it ignores reactive power flows, voltages, and losses. May pros and cons yun, no? Ang pros niya, hindi na natin kailangang problemahin yung voltage, reactive power, and losses doon sa analysis natin. So parang hindi na natin yung problema. Yung problema na lang natin, yung real power flow, kung meron ka bang enough capacity. Of course, the con is, kailangan mo siyang problemahin at a later stage. So kailangan mag-run ka pa rin ng AC load flow later to check for reactive power, voltage, and losses. Okay? So parang first step lang yung DC load flow doon sa solution process. Okay? So, paano ginamit yung DC load flow doon sa project? So, now, the first step is to build the DC load flow model. So, the existing model from Transco is the full AC model, no? So, we just convert that to DC load flow by removing some of the parameters, no? And of course, some sanity checking. So, nagtagal din yung team doon sa part na to because at the start, we have multiple sets of data and we need to consolidate kung pare-pareho nga ba yung data na yon. Tapos minsan, iba-iba rin yung bus names, no? Iba yung bus name sa data source na to, iba yung bus name sa data source na to, and kailangan pa namin ito cross-check kung sino nga ba sino. Okay? So medyo nagtagal din kami dito sa pag-build pa lang ng DC load flow model. The next step is to identify dispatch scenario. So matagal din tong gawin, no? Because the first step here is what was discussed by Sir Luigi. You need to disaggregate the generation. Then after nun, pinasa kay Sir Joshua to get the dispatch para meron ka nung power injection dun sa nodes. So matagal na process yon kasi malaki yung grid, maraming bus, and manually siyang chine-check and pinapopulate. Okay? So once you have all the inputs together, we can now run the DC load flow so that we can solve for the power flows in the transmission network. Okay? And we use here a visualization tool that we will also discuss later, no? After running the DC load flow, of course, marami tayong makikitang overloaded na lines. So the next step is to identify candidate projects to try to resolve the overloading. So iterative tong process na to. So mag-isip kami nung additional project from the visualization, then we run DC load flow again to check whether natanggal yung overload. So kung natanggal, good. Kung hindi natanggal, so we iterate, no? We identify more projects until eventually we have a set of projects that removes the overloading in the network. So once we have that set of projects, we now use what we call a DC optimal power flow. So this is an optimization with DC power flow constraints to remove unnecessary projects from the initial candidate list of projects. Okay? And finally, dahil nga DC load flow ito, approximation siya nung AC load flow, we have a final step that have more detailed analysis on the final set of projects. So dito naman papasok yung costing, power quality analysis using AC load flow to check for the voltage, VAR compensation, and potentially other studies, no, like stability, reliability, and short circuit. So whether ma-cover pa namin to sa project or not, we'll see, no. Okay, so the next set of slides are just visualizations. Oops. Pwede pong pa next slide. Yan. So papakita ko lang yung tool na ginamit namin to conduct this load flow. So this is a program from MATLAB that one of our team members built from scratch, no? So after attending my course on power system planning, so doon namin pinag-aralan yung DC load flow. So kaya nang gumawa ng script sa MATLAB. So essentially yung input ng script ay yung network data consisting of the bus data and branch data, and the dispatch data from Sir Joshua. Okay? So papasok yun dun sa tool, then ang output niya yung power flow dun sa network, sino yung overloaded lines, and ipapasa namin yung results for visualization. Next slide, please. Yan. So ito yung sample result ng tool. So may table kami nung overloaded lines and gaano kalaki yung overloading. And we also have a plot of the overloading, no? So para madaling makita sino yung lagpas na doon sa 100% loading and sino yung marami pang extra capacity. So we plot this using a box and whisker plot. Next slide, please. So this is the visualization naman of the power flows in the network. So we use Gephi, a free graph visualization tool. And we use this in identifying projects, no? Kasi mas madaling mag-visualize ng projects kung alam mo saan yung overloaded na lines. Okay? So using Gephi, mas madali namin nakita saan yung overloads. Next slide, please. And finally, we also have a tool, DCOPF tool, that removes redundant candidate projects. No? So again, this is developed in MATLAB. And again, yung nag-develop nito, kaya niyang gawin yan after taking the course on power system planning. So madali lang siya if you take the course. Okay, so this ends my presentation, and thank you for listening.
Sir Adonis is the fourth for the series. So kung may tanong kayo on anything about the project, please feel free to ask right now. Anyone? Sige, kung wala nang tanong, we award this Certificate of Appreciation to Sir Adonis. Certificate of Appreciation presented to Adonis Emmanuel Tio for sharing his presentation on the DC power flow as a simulation and optimization tool for the SGGP NISCON 2024.